What's going on, y'all? Stephen Bardo here for Bardo's Breakdown. Wanted to come to you with a little quick preview of Illinois at Indiana. This game always holds special memories for me and my teammates at Illinois. We had some battles with the Indiana Hoosiers at Assembly Hall in Champaign and also Assembly Hall over in Bloomington. So it was always fun. Um, yeah, I want to come on here because this is going to be an outstanding game. I think it normally is a close game, regardless of the records, but Illinois is playing very, very well. Indiana is playing very well, coming off two impressive victories. So something's got to give today. Let me get into the talk real quick. So Illinois has won 4 of their last 5 games on the road in the Big Ten. So this Illinois team is battle tested. They do a great job in terms of, when an opposing team is trying to make a run on them early, they have the ability to get to the basket, throw it into Kofi. Trent can hit a timely 3. Alfonso Plummer can hit a timely 3. Jacob Grandison is now seems like he's out of his shooting slump. I believe he hit 3 threes in their last win over Wisconsin, and Jacob Grandison also able to put the ball on the deck and get all the way to the bucket. So Illinois, really good on the road. Let's see how this shows up today. The Illini have won 7 of their last 8 Big Ten road games. I don't think any other team in the conference has done that. What's up, Steve Profit, Anastasia Walker? Let's go. Carlos Newburn, good to see you. Will the Big Ten tourney ever come back to the United Center? I think it will, Anastasia. I don't know about in the next couple of years because Indianapolis does such a great job. But let me continue. So the Illini road tested, all right? And I don't know that a lot of people know these stats, how good Illinois has been in the Big Ten Conference in the last 3 seasons. Look at that right there. 23-3 in their last 26 Big Ten opponents. The Illini have won. So they are really, really playing well. They've been playing well. This is a team that's only had their full roster, I believe, 4 games this season, and still find themselves at the top of the Big Ten Conference, number 18 in the country. Let's switch over to Indiana. Indiana's a really good defensive team. They're first in Big Ten scoring defense and first in field goal percentage defense. So this is an outstanding defensive team. They keep teams generally under 64, 65 points, which is really doing something. They have nice depth with Trace Jackson Davis and Race Thompson up front. These guys are like hybrid bigs, I would call them, because Trace Jackson Davis, he's a traditional big, but he's fast. He's quick. He's the quickest jumping big that we have in the Big Ten Conference. And Race Thompson has had 18 points, I believe, the last couple games. So Indiana's a really good defensive team. They get after you on the perimeter. This young man, Xavier Johnson, has been averaging 15 points in his last 4 games. To me, he's always been the X factor for Indiana because he can be elite, but at times he's an emotional guy. He's a fiery guy. He wants to win, but he lets his emotions get ahead of him sometimes. But these last 4 games, he's been outstanding, 15 points per game. I believe he's had 23 assists against only 5 turnovers. So he's really starting to play his best basketball, a dynamic point guard. Going to be interested to see how the Illini try to match up with him. And I talked about Race Thompson, 18 points in his last 2 games. So he's playing outstanding basketball. So I just want to give you guys some things to think about before watching the game today. I've got Penn State at Wisconsin at 5 p.m. on Big Ten Network. But this one is going to be the early tip. I believe it's on Fox. I don't exactly know. Oh, wait a minute. Robbie Hummel and Jason Benetti on ESPN. Robbie Hummel and Jason Benetti. Great crew. Great on the 1s and 2s. That'll be a good listen. Let me get to your questions here. Let's see. Brady Kudo. I hope I said that right. Good to see you, Brady. Going to come down and match up inside Coburn versus Trace. Now, see, I would I would agree with you a little bit, Brady. But here's the thing: Kofi's averaging double-double, coming off of a 37-point, 12 rebound performance against Wisconsin, one of the best in the conference this year. Right, so Kofi's ready. Trace Jackson Davis, I believe, he's averaging 18 and 8. So to me, these guys, I don't think they're going to be the key. I think both of these guys are going to get theirs. I don't think he can really stop Kofi or Trace. It's the other guys who are going to make the difference. That's why I referenced Xavier Johnson and Race Thompson for Indiana. Those two guys, Trace is going to get his. Kofi Cockburn is going to get his. What are the other guys going to do? Is Jacob Grandison going to have this, a repeat performance that he had against Wisconsin? Outstanding performance. Will Trent Frazier, will his offense return? Because it seems is like it's all I don't know. Is it just me, guys, or is it that when Corbello is playing, Trent Frazier's offense suffers? I don't know. I've noticed that correlation. Maybe I'm wrong, but I want to see when Corbello's playing. He doesn't have to be playing 30 minutes, but if he's playing 20, 25 minutes, can Trent Frazier still find his offense within the team structure while Kofi are playing? It's going to be interesting to see that. So that's why I think Cockburn and Trace, they're gonna get theirs. Who else is going to step up? Will Miller Kopp find his long range shooting ability from the outside? Will Alfonso Plummer shake free and get loose and bang down some threes to stretch out that staunch Hoosier defense and allow a little bit of flexibility for the Illini to do some things? That's why. But thank you for that, Brady. Curtis Dietz, Indy is way better host city for tournament. Yeah, I don't think you're going to get any argument out of that. Jared Wolf, Kofi Cockburn should be Big Ten MVP right now. I'd vote for him over Davis at least right now. I agree. I think Kofi Cockburn gets the nod in that regard for Big Ten MVP race right now. Illinois did an outstanding job against Johnny Davis. I think he was 6 of 19, his second worst field goal percentage shooting game this season in the Big Ten against Illinois. So Illinois did a good job defensively on him. And Kofi Cockburn, people forget. I mean, he came off a concussion and gave Northwestern, I believe it was 21 and 11. I think it was 21 and 11 off a concussion at Northwestern in a raucous environment. It was a great environment. Kofi is a real deal, y'all. He is playing. And the thing that I like about Kofi, when I see him catch inside and the defense collapses, he's got this pump fake. So sometimes he'll give it up, and sometimes he'll catch in the paint. He'll pump fake, and it freezes the defense, and then he goes into a move that is really, really nice. I'm seeing him go with his left, seeing him go with his right, seeing him drop step and dunk on cats. I mean, like, he's really developing this game, and the game is slowing down for him, and he's learning how he can utilize his size and not get penalized by the referees because he's so big. So I'm in agreement with you, Jared, on that. Where do you put Illinois in the NCAA tournament, Anastasia Walker? I don't like talking about NCAA tournament early, Anastasia. I let everybody else do that mess. It's too much. There's too many games to be played. Illinois has 9 Big Ten games left. I believe they're 9-2 in the conference. They have 9 Big Ten games left. They've got the Big Ten Conference tournament. The NCAA tournament talk, like in late January, early February, to me takes away from the great conference races that we have. And so it's no knock on you, sweetheart, because I love you. And I love the fact that you are a tribe member and that you support Bardo's Breakdown the way that you do. For me personally, I don't like talking that stuff. They try to push us to talk about it during the games. I resist a little bit because I want to talk about the conference race. I want to talk about, the Malachi Branhams, the Max Christie's, the Bryce McGowans of the Big Ten, the Keegan Murrays, the Johnny Davis, the Jay Ivies, the Trent Fraziers. I want the projection to the NCAA tournament, to me, loses the here and now factor of we're in a great conference race yet again. Is it as good as last year, or is it as deep as last year? Probably not. Last year was incredibly deep. It still has its own flavor and style this year, and I love it. So I don't really get into that too much. Let's see. If Indiana can play Coburn and Illinois defensively like they did against Purdue, then I definitely like IU today, says Jared Wolf. Indiana did a great job against Purdue, and they nullified the bigs inside. They gave a lot of different looks. Geronimo is playing a lot better. He comes off the bench, a 6'7" forward, but he's very athletic, long arms, very good defensively. Michael Durr up front also. Joey Brunk also can come off the bench. So Indiana has some size that they can throw at Kofi Coburn up front. And it's going to be interesting if the role that Omar Payne and Bozeman Verdonk play in this game, because they're going to have to come in and hold it down a little bit. And that venue, you guys know, Jared knows that Assembly Hall in Bloomington is one of the best still in the country. Let's see. Anastasia, when you want to say. Okay, I don't know who this is. Facebook user. Definitely seems like Frazier's offense goes away when Curbelo is in. I've noticed that as well. I don't know. I don't quite know what that is, but I'd like to see them coexist a little bit better, because Trent Frazier is dynamic. We know Andre Curbelo is dynamic, but Trent Frazier is dynamic in his own right. And to me, Illinois is at their best when Kofi's getting his touches, when Trent Frazier is aggressive, and then Curbelo can come in and add to the mix. I don't necessarily think Illinois is at its best when Curbelo is the main guy setting the table. I think it goes Kofi, Trent, Andre Curbelo when the Illini are playing their best. I don't think it is Kofi, Curbelo, Trent Frazier. Now, they've won in that fashion. They've won that way. They can win that way. That's why Illinois, let me throw this back up here again. I don't know that people understand this. Illinois is 23-3 in their last 26 Big Ten opponents. That's dominant. That's best for number one in the conference. They've won more games in the last 3 seasons than any Big Ten team. They won 7 of their last Big Ten road games, ladies and gentlemen. So this team can win a lot of different ways. But for me, when I'm thinking of Illinois hitting their ceiling, being the best that they can be, I think it's going to be Coburn gets the touches first, Trent Frazier gets the looks next, then Andre Curbelo comes in. That's the flow, in my opinion. Let's see. We have a nice little discussion, Anastasia and Curtis Dietz, about where the Big Ten Conference should be held. I'm going to let y'all handle that. David James agrees with me. Let's see. How far do you think the Illini can climb in the seeding? Curtis, I don't get caught up in the seeding stuff. I was just explaining that to Anastasia, that seeding and NCAA talk take away from conference talk. Now, if you're in if you're in one of these one bid leagues, maybe there's maybe talk for that. But Illinois is going to be in the tournament. We don't know what seed they are. It doesn't really matter, in my opinion. It's all matchups. Remember, Illinois was number 1 seed in the Midwest last year, and they got a terrible matchup against Loyola in the second round. It got bounced. So seedings mean nothing in the NCAA tournament. It's all matchups. That's it. Now, is it better to have a top 3 seed compared to a 6, 7, 8 seed? Yes, because if you're 6, 7, 8, you got to play a beast your first game out and a beast your second game out. If you're first and second seed or third seed or whatever, you may get a little bit of a reprieve in the first round, but then in the second round, you're going to play a tough team. So I don't really put a lot into seedings and all that. Kofi is undefeated as long as he keeps his emotions in check, says Anastasia Walker. Yeah, now I think Kofi's done a fantastic job of that, Anastasia. If we could get in Kofi's shoes and get beat as much as he gets beaten, hit as much as he gets hit as much as Trace Jackson Davis gets hit every game, or Zach Edey, or Travion Williams, or Hunter Dickinson, or Cliff Omorie, or any of the bigs in the Big Ten Conference. They get hit every single play. And Kofi is the biggest of the, well, he and Zach Edey are the biggest of them all. They get hit on every play. If you look at Zach Edey's arms, he's got cuts, scrapes, scabs. The only reason you can't see it on Kofi is because his skin is darker. It just doesn't show up as easily as it does on Zach Edey's frame. But these guys get hit every single play. So for the fact that they don't haul off and knock somebody out, I kudos to all the big men in the Big Ten Conference, because it's a physical league. They get hit every play. I think the officials do a great job. They have bad games, like everybody. Like I have bad games on the air. Everybody has you have bad days. But Kofi, Zach Edey, Travion Williams lost his composure a little bit at Minnesota in their last game. But he calmed himself down. He came back and he made some key plays down the stretch. So I think Kofi does a really good job of that. That's a good observation on your part, Anastasia. Good question, Jared Wolf. How do I think Kofi and Trace's games translate to the next level? Great question. I think Trace Jackson Davis may have an easier transition to the next level simply because he's uber athletic, fast, quick. His offensive game is going to have to improve. He's going to have to be able to stick that. I don't necessarily, I used to think that bigs need to stick an NBA 3. It helps, but I've seen players that are Montrezl Harrell. I've seen guys like that play with extreme energy. Keith Farrar. How did he say that dude's name? Kenneth Faried. That's Trace Jackson Davis. Kenneth Faried right there. He's got to be a monster defensively and on the glass, run the floor, make energy plays, because his offense isn't there yet. His jumper, being able, he's effective at the college level, but he's going to have to move away from the basket a little bit at the next level because he doesn't have the size to be an interior post presence at the NBA level, in my opinion. And the NBA, frankly, has gone away from post play, which is really sad, in my opinion. You see guys run into the post, but you don't see consistent post play. So that's why I think Trace's game will translate better than Kofi. Kofi is going to have a difficult time only because he's not allowed to shoot from the outside. I think he has that touch. I think he can. I think he can develop into it. But Kofi is probably going to have to drop 10 to 15 pounds if it's possible. I'm not sure it's possible because that looks like his natural frame. But in order to make that elite transition up and down the court at the NBA level consistently, that weight that he carries may slow him down a bit. It may keep him from being able to play pick and pop, pick and space, pick and roll, and he catch at the elbow or the free throw line and have to make a quick decision. Those are things that are going to have to come through time. So I think initially, Trace's game may translate a little bit better right now. But if Kofi can start to, maybe not during the season, but in the all season, really try to work to expand his game, I think you'll see him being able to hit a 19, 20-foot jump shot on a consistent basis. Maybe even an NBA 3 if he's able to really get in and practice. So that's what I think. But very good question, Jared. Mike Motor says minutes today for Luke Goody, RJ Melendez, and Brandon Podziemski. Listen, I think all those guys earned themselves minutes at Northwestern. RJ Melendez was outstanding, as was Podziemski at Northwestern. They both played a little bit of a role at Wisconsin in the Illini's victory over Wisconsin. So I think that Coach Weber and his staff are very confident in these young men getting playing time. So I think their minutes will be dictated on foul trouble to Possible foul trouble to Trent Frazier, Andre Curbelo, DeMonte Williams, and Jacob Grandison. But I do think that they'll definitely play. David James says the only person that can stop Kofi wears black and white stripes. That's pretty good. Let's see. Steve Prophet says national championships are about attitude. If they are a Final Four team, it should show up today. Okay. He says he thinks the freshmen will make the difference. So there's a couple of people here that like the freshmen's contribution for the Illini. So think about that. That makes them so deep. Trent Frazier, DeMonte Williams, Jacob Grandison, Kofi Coburn, Andre Curbelo, Omar Payne, Bozeman's Verdonk, RJ Melendez, Luke Goody, Brandon Pajimski, and I'm missing somebody. Did I say Alfonso Plummer? But that's 11 deep, guys. That Illinois will play 11 guys. Indiana, Mike Woodson. Let's look at their roster and who they can throw out there. Xavier Johnson, Parker Stewart, Miller Kopp, Race Thompson, Trace Jackson Davis, Michael Durr, Rob Fennessy, Jordan Geronimo. Oh man, what's the kid? The left Tamar Bates, who I really like. Trey Galloway's coming off of that injury, which I'm so glad that he's back playing. Joey Brunk. So these teams are very similar in that they can go really deep in their rosters. That's why I wanted to come on today and do a quick live before I get on the road and head up to Wisconsin for my game. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to watch it. This is key too. Plummer has to stay engaged also when Curbelo is on the court. I like that point. That's a good point because he seems to kind of – what happens to me is that Curbelo is so dynamic that guys just kind of – they get caught standing around watching because you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know if he's going to the hole. You don't know if he's kicking. He's spraying out to a three. You don't know if he's going to drop down to a rolling Omar Payne or throw it up to a Kofi Coburn or spray to the opposite corner to Jacob Grandison. You just don't know. So Plummer's got to be able to stay engaged as well. I like that point. Let's see. Okay. Josh Weger. I hope I said that right. Trent and Andre just haven't had the chance to get to jail yet. Team is behind schedule due to Andre being out 2 months. Coach will get it worked out, and then Illinois be unstoppable. Josh, I don't know about unstoppable, but if they can get that little piece with when Curbelo's on, can Trent Frazier still be dominant? Can Plummer still get his shots? Can Grandison still get his shots? And can Andre Curbelo make the simple play? Just make the simple play. You don't have to be dynamic all the time. Make the simple play. See, everybody's got the same question. Can Frazier, Curbelo, and Plummer play at the same time? Yeah, they can. But Curbelo's got to take some back. He can't be dynamic all the time. Just get the ball, run your sets, run your motions, and look for the first easy pass. Get the other guys in because Andre's got the ball. He can go whenever he wants, but he's got to understand, get your guys going first, then look for your shot. That's just my opinion. That's an opinion of a past first point guard. I didn't have Andre Curbelo's talent, but I knew that if I could get Kendall Gill, Nick Anderson, Kenny Battle, and Lowell Hamilton going, then I'm going to get opportunities. That's just the way the game is played. So set these guys up, Andre, and get them involved first. Then you can be dynamic. What's up, Aaron Janowski? Good to see you, brother. Let's see. Oh, Jeremy Massengill. Okay. I don't know why you don't show up, Jeremy. Thank you. No, you're going off. You're going off here. Let's see. Kip Jones. What's up, Kip? Oh, Purdue's finest, Purdue Boilermaker. One of the guys I hated to play against. I would have loved to have him on my team because Kip was a tough son of a you know what. Since the conference has so many top candidates, do you think MVP should come from the winner of the Big Ten, i.e., Illinois, Purdue, Michigan State? Good question, Kip. I think that should definitely factor into the MVP race because winning should factor into everything. Individual accolades in a team sport don't really mean anything, in my opinion, if you're not winning. So Kip brings up a great point. I like that, Kip. I think that, and here's the thing: do you have an MVP for the regular season and then an MVP for the conference tournament? I'm good with that. But do you make the MVP for the year? Make the MVP for the conference tournament? You know, encased in the conference tournament itself. But do you make the MVP after the conference tournament is over? Do you make the MVP award? Do you award the MVP after Selection Sunday to where you know where the teams are going in the tournament? And then Monday or Tuesday of that week, can you make the MVP announcement? That would be ideal, Kip. Would you guys be down for that? I would like that. I think that would work. Let's see. What's up, Haven Mosley? Good to see you, man. Haven says, if the Chicago Bulls had Kobe right now, they would come out of the East. That's all they're missing. They are missing some size and some interior presence. I don't know if Kobe would help them that much that quickly, Haven, but I like that. Luke Goody, Anastasia Walker, according to Brad Underwood, he told me this personally. He thinks that Luke Goody is going to be a 1,500-point scorer at Illinois before his career is over. He's a bouncy 6'7" wing, can shoot the three. He can put it on the deck. He's pretty good defensively. He's an underrated athlete. He's only going to get stronger. And coach really likes his basketball IQ, his nose for the basketball. So he's going to be one that Brad Underwood is really, really high on. Is Kofi a lottery pick? His numbers would indicate that, Aaron, but the NBA looked for something different. I don't see him being a lottery pick. I see him being a first-round pick, but I don't really see him being a lottery pick. Let me get somebody else in here. Nick laughing. Nick, my man, what's going on? ILL, Nick. I know it's early, but who do you think on the current roster will have a breakout stretch for Illinois? Yeah, that's early, Nick. Yeah, Joey Brunk. Jared, I'm sorry. Joey Brunk. Too many names right now early. I'm tripping. My bad. Yeah, I totally messed that up. My bad. Yeah, Nick, it is early. I don't like to do that projection too early because it's still the meat of the Big Ten Conference is here, and it's going to be a lot of change. Illinois could find themselves third or fourth. 4 of their next 5, including today, are on the road. Now, I showed some stats that Illinois is outstanding on the road in the Big Ten, but this is the Big Ten Conference, and Illinois is getting everybody's best game. That's what happens when you're at the top of the conference. So it's still kind of early for me to project, but great hearing from you, Nick. Thanks for chiming in, my man. Nick Lapping is one of the best Illini there is. He loves the university, does some great things on their behalf, raises a lot of money. So Nick is one of the great ones. Let's see. Let me see who else is in here. David James really likes RJ Melendez's potential and upside. I do as well. He's similar to Luke Goody, in my opinion. 6'6", 6'7", long, bouncy, willing to play defense, a little bit tougher than he looks. The Illini are in good hands. They've got a nice balance of veteran play and young guys coming in. So the sky's the limit for them. Carlos Newburn asks, Who do you pick to win Illinois, Indiana? I would love to see the votes. All right, before I chime off, because I got to get off, I got to get on the road. Who do you guys like in today's game? Let's hear it, Big Ten fans. Who do you guys like in the game? Jill Brown Smith, what's up, Jill? She likes the Illini. Let's see who. Let me hear from you guys. Who do you like in today's game? Indiana or Illinois? Kip Jones, who you like? David James, who do you like? Anastasia, who do you think? Rick Irving's got Illinois. Jared Wolf has Illinois 75-70. Okay. Robert Hepler, the Illini. Jamie Rogers, the Illini. Steve Profit, Illini by 11. Diane Maxwell, Illinois. Laura Leishman, what's up, Laura? She likes Illinois. Good to see you on here. Ken Alepra, Illinois. Carlos Newburn, Illinois by 3 in overtime. You guys, I believe last year's game went to overtime when Curbelo threw that crazy pass to Kofi Coburn was a play of the game in overtime for Illinois to win for the first time in 10 tries at Indiana last year. Illinois by 5. Dawn Green, what's up, Dawn? She's got Illinois. David James has UNC upsetting Duke today. That's going to be fun to watch. I'm biased, but still pick them. It'd be tough in Bloomington, says Jill Brown Smith. I got you, Jill. I think we need to get Coleman. I didn't even mention Coleman Hawkins was the guy left out of that in the rotation for Illinois. Thank you for that, Calvin Johnson. Okay, Anastasia says Illinois in overtime. Mike Motor, Illinois in overtime. Triple-double for Kofi Coburn. Book it, says Nick Lappin. I hear you, Nick. Triple-double? What's the other? It's going to be points, rebounds, or what? Turnovers or blocks? What's it going to be? We struggle early, it seems. I'll take Illini by 2, Mesh Freak says. Illini by 10, Calvin Johnson. So where are my Indiana fans? Where are my other Big Ten Network, Big Ten fans? Where y'all at? The home cooking at IU is worse than the Big Ten. Always has been, says Josh. Payne has been playing better, which will be key. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna sign off. I just want to come on quickly. You guys have a great Saturday. Enjoy the games. I'll be on Penn State at Wisconsin at 5 o'clock. There's a lot of Big Ten basketball on today, starting with Illinois and Indiana. Have a great college basketball Saturday to you guys. Make sure you tune in to Bardo's Breakdown for all your Big Ten basketball coverage. Until next time, y'all, I'm out. Peace.